Should you put tabs in your code book? Here's my 2023 code book and it's fully tabbed. Here's my 2026 code book, no tabs, and there's a reason for that. In this video, I'm going to go through the pros and cons of using tabs and explain why I recommend them overall. Hey, my name is Dustin. I'm a licensed master electrician. Welcome to this episode of Smarter Sparky. For those that may not be familiar with codebook tabs, they are these little plastic flags that stick to a particular page in the codebook, allowing you to jump directly to that article or section very quickly. Let's start with the pros. Speed. As I just stated, tabs allow you to jump to a particular article or section very quickly. The time-saving aspect alone is enough to make tabs worth it. Rather than having to thumb through the pages to find a particular article, you can easily see where it is, grab the tab, and boom, you're there. These speed improvements stack up when you're doing some heavy code navigation. Muscle memory. By using tabs frequently, you develop a muscle memory for where key articles are in the code. This can be a huge help for beginners trying to learn the NEC's layout very quickly. Now let's talk about the cons. Over-reliance. The absolute biggest con to tabs is when people become overly dependent on tabs instead of learning the overall structure of the code. This is also my biggest caution. Tabs are not a navigational method on their own. They're a tool to speed up proper navigation of the code. Not always allowed in exam centers. The second biggest con to tabs is that they are not always allowed in exam centers. While there are a few states that allow tabs to be used on their state electrical exams, the majority don't. If you are dependent on using tabs and are unable to use them on the exam, you might be setting yourself up for failure. If your exam doesn't allow tabs, I strongly recommend practicing without them so you're ready. Too many tabs. When purchasing a tab set, make sure not to get a set that tabs every article. If everything is tabbed, nothing stands out and it defeats the purpose of those tabs. Added bookwear. The tabs can rip, fold, or snag the pages in the code book. This exact issue is quite apparent in my 2023 NEC, which I've used extensively over the last 3 years. The tabbed pages that I use the most are showing major signs of wear and tear. So in my opinion, the pros far outweigh the cons, and I absolutely recommend tabs, with the emphasized caution to not become dependent on the tabs. Remember, they're a tool, not a navigational method on their own. So if I recommend them so much, why is my 2026 NEC not tabbed? Over the years, I've used many different brands of codebook tabs. I received my 2023 NEC tabs for free, and honestly, I do not like this particular brand. I find these tabs are far too skinny, which has certainly contributed to the increased tearing of the book. Additionally, it was missing some major sections in my opinion, and I actually had to make a few custom tabs of my own. I'm not sponsored, so I'm not going to mention any brand names here, but I actually prefer the tabs I had on my 2020 NEC. These tabs are much wider, giving them a stronger hold on the page, which minimizes the strain put on each page. Additionally, they come with tabs specifically for the major motor calculations up top here, which they're covered on pretty much any state exam. So the reason I have not yet tabbed my 2026 codebook is those larger tabs are not yet available for this edition. As soon as they're released, I'll be tabbing out my 2026 right away. Overall, tabs are helpful if you use them intentionally. So what's your take? Are tabs the way to go, or are they just a distraction? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.